So your homework tonight, folks, as I already alluded to, is you have a take-home practice quiz starting today. It is due at the end of class on, I see you guys Monday, right? Yes, Monday. So you will have the entire class period on Monday to work on this. What I recommend you do is you first watch the help video in high speed. I know you do that anyways, just like a quick kind of a skim. Then hammer through at least one cycle of the take-home practice quiz. Let's say you get whatever, 50%. That way you're only left with the more difficult problems for you on Monday, and you can ask me questions and I can have my little dry erase board and give you a little shove in the right direction during class time. But if you come with absolutely nothing done, you're going to be wasting class time on some of the more easier problems that you should have been able to complete by yourself. Questions about what the homework is, folks? Of course, you're loading your work up on ClassKick. There should be a spot for that already. Hold up 3 fingers, folks. 3 fingers. You're going to unmute and you're going to say this with me. Math has meaning. 3 fingers. Ready? Say it with me. Math has meaning. Okay. Everyone else besides Nathan San Luis, I need you to unmute and you're going to say this with me. Ready? Math has meaning. Super important concept. I had a student last class tell me that never before has he really been asked to give the meaning behind the math. So he thought it was a little unusual, but it is important that you understand math isn't done just for math's sake. It communicates something. Now, the stuff we're doing is really, really rudimentary, okay? But math can save people's lives. I don't know if you heard about the airplane that like freakishly just dropped an engine in the middle of airplane flight. Well, engineers, knowing the meaning of the math of distribution of weight and the necessary power, designed the plane to still be able to fly, even if in some freakish scenario, an engine drops off. The math for the design of the plane had a meaning: to save lives. So I'm trying to communicate a bigger picture here. Obviously, what we're doing is not going to save somebody's life, but I'm helping you make a tiny connection that math is meant to have some sort of communicative meaning. Let's start with something simple. The yellow, the green. Ready? Eve, can you read the yellow, please?
In what ways are a kite and a rhombus similar?
Karan, could you read the green, please?
How is a kite different from a rhombus?
You guys have 30 seconds to answer these questions. It's short little phrases, doesn't even need a complete sentence. Don't rat me out to your English teachers. Go. Oscar, what did you say for the kite and the rhombus being similar?
I said they both have right angles inside.
Good.
Like,
Yeah, that's the most key commonality, because that right angle gives you a lot of information, as you guys found out on the team quiz. There's actually 2 other things in common. Anybody else? Unmute and just chime on in. Don't overlook the obvious.
They each have a pair of like congruent sides.
They've got 1 pair of congruent sides, consecutive congruent. Yep. 1 pair at least. Obviously, a rhombus has all the way around. Give me another one. Don't overlook the obvious. Catherine, what do you think?
They took my other two, but I guess just that they both have four sides.
Yes, yeah, and the significance is the fact that they sum what? If it's a
Ooh.
quadrilateral, it sums what?
Oh, 360.
Yes, so we have
Okay.
congruent sides, at least one pair, put an I there, of congruent consecutive sides, the fact that they're quads, and they sum 360. Okay, one or two key differences, Winnie.
Kite only has one pair of congruent sides.
Yes, a kite only has one pair congruent consecutive sides that is not matching to the other pair. I guess that's kind of an awkward way of saying it, but you guys get the idea. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to something called a double proof, Taking a look at this yellow. Tyler, could you read the yellow for us, please?
How do you know that WXYZ is a kite but not a rhombus?
Got it. A double proof is you're proving something positively. Positively, it's a kite. Negatively, it's not a rhombus. And most of that explanation is in the explain part. So step one, we're going to come over here to the next page. And I'm going to make these numbers bigger for you, comma, 3. I would just get in the habit, if the numbers are kind of small, guys, just make them bigger so that you don't accidentally see the wrong stuff. And we are going to find the slope of WY, trace it, and the slope of ZX. You could guess what the slope is, but guessing is not proof. The math is the proof. Another thing I recommend is you physically connect the numbers you are working with. Okay, Pasha, what's the slope equation?
Y equals mx plus b.
That's the line, equation of a line. I want, slope is just what over what? Pasha?
Maybe I'm
Words.
blanking right now.
Well, it's rise.
Rise over run.
Yes. And when we do rise, go like that with your hand, rise, what are we subtracting, the Y's or the X's?
It's y over x.
Yes, Y minus Y over X minus X. Thank you. Ready? Physically connect your numbers when you do this. You see what I'm doing? Now, write them in. Physically connect the numbers you're working with. You have 30 seconds to find those slopes. Go. Isaiah, what's the red slope?
-1.
There we go, -1. Fabulous. Max, what's the blue slope? Can't hear you yet, Max. You doing okay? Do you need to text it to me if your mic's not working? Max, blue slope, buddy. You can text it to me if your mic's not working. If we need to do it together, I'll happily do it with you. Got it. Max, double negative makes A. There you go. So yes, it's +1. And then this is where this simple concept comes in. Slope times slope equals -1. Obviously, -1 times 1 is -1, which Alona, what applies, what is going on here in the middle, right there, mathematically?
It's perpendicular.
Good. The meaning of the math is you have perpendicular diagonals. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to come down and we're going to do distance of WX. I'm going to color code that for you. That's going this way. Again, physically connecting your numbers. Go, you have 30 seconds to solve for both. Nathan, what'd you get for first one? The green, the WX.
I got 20 or root 25, and I said it's 5.
Beautiful job. That's 5 units. Good deal. Okie dokie. Alejandro, what'd you get for your XY?
I'm not fully finished with that one, but I got
Okay.
to the part where it's 4 plus 49.
Excellent. Go ahead and just add that up.
Square root of 53.
Beautiful job. Okay, so what you are looking at, students, let me just kind of give you the big picture. All of this, now you don't need to write this, I'm going to write over it, okay, is the math. Down here, we're going to talk about meaning. So it says right here, in fact, let's have someone read that for us, please. Caitlin, could you read the red for us out loud, ma'am?
Explain how the math shows the meaning that WXYZ is a kite, but not a rhombus.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I'm going to stop the share. You are writing your own summary. Math, meaning, punchline. Should take you about 2 minutes. Do not skimp on this, folks. Okay, I need complete sentences. And then you're going to compare to me. We don't need to be exactly the same, but you should have the same components. You've got 2 minutes to do this. Go. Give me a little thumbs up when you are done writing so I can get an idea on when we can move along. I don't want to rush you. So send a thumbs up in the chat or an okay, or use a little thumbs up icon on Zoom so I can get an idea of when we can move along. Okay, I'm waiting for about 8 of you. Okay, if it's possible, switch to a red pen, please. If it's possible, switch to a red pen. Now, you do not have to have the exact same wording as me, but you should have this kind of a flow. Okay, the flow is this: math. Oh, hang on, highlighter. Math. I recite the math of the slopes. Then I give the meaning of the math. That makes diagonals perpendicular. Math. There's the distance summarized. What's the meaning? One set of consecutive side is not congruent. Punchline. Therefore, and you write it just like in English, therefore, summary, in conclusion, finally, WX minus Z must be a kite because of the perpendicular diagonals, but not, remember this is a double proof, not a rhombus, because not all sides are congruent. In the chat, if you got basically all the same components, just in your own words, you're gonna do a little boasting, woohoo, I'm amazing, yay, fabulous, done, great, correct, whatever, smiley. If you overlook something, totally okay, but I want you to give me a sentence. What piece did you overlook? What piece did you overlook? Those of you got it correct, just move along to the next page. Okay. Students, if you missed a component, take the time to text me. That way you won't forget again. Plus, I can give you a little bit of feedback. I haven't heard from about 6 of you folks. Okay, 3 more. Two more. You're working now on page 3, friends. You want to do another problem with me, and it could be the problem of your choice. Send me a text. I'll pull you into the breakout room. You want to do another problem with me. Send me a text. Quickly, friends, don't waste time. You want to do another problem with me? Send me a text. Alrighty, guys, chase the link, please. Those of you got a link, chase it, please. Click. Hi, folks.
Hi.
I'd like you to go ahead and just kind of like flip through your pages. Which one do you want to work on?
Can we just do like the parallelogram and trapezoid problem?
Sure. Good deal. Caitlin, read the instructions at the top here.
All right, one thing that is different between these two shapes.
Fabulous. Tyler, what's different between these two shapes?
One's a trapezoid and one's a parallelogram.
A little bit more detail. Like what makes a trap and not a
it has
parallelogram?
It has one pair of parallel sides and the other has two pairs.
Exactly. So trap, one pair parallelogram. I have to spell it out like that every single time, just like perpendicular. Two pairs parallel. Okay, sound good? Okay, now that we've distinguished this, Caitlin, can you read the red, please?
Yeah, explain how you know that ABCD is a trapezoid but not a parallelogram.
Okay, Tyler, what's the positive part? This is a positive negative proof.
That ABC is a trapezoid.
That's the positive, and the negative would be what?
That it's not a parallelogram.
There'd be the negative. Got it? We good? Okay, so step number 1. Caitlin, how could you prove that those two sides, the red and the blue, were parallel? What would you use? Point, slope, or distance?
Slope.
Slope. You are so correct. So let's get our coordinates on there. Now we're doing y minus y over x minus x, correct? And when you do this, physically touch the numbers you're working with. Let me show you what I mean. For AB, that would be y minus y over x minus x. Do you see that? Physically touch the numbers.
Yeah.
By physically touching the numbers, that helps your eyeballs not mess stuff up, basically. Again, y minus y, x minus x. Okay, you work that out. I'm going to go back. There should be 2 other people here, so I'm going to go yell at them, basically. We are working on pages 3 and 4 in the breakout room. You want to join me now? Send a text. A couple of you got a link and you were supposed to join us in the breakout room. So can you see if you got a link, please, and click on it? All righty, Caitlin, what did you get for the slope of AB, ma'am?
I got 1.
That's correct. And Tyler, what'd you get for the slope of DC?
1.
1. And we would expect that because they're both positive, right? So we know it's a positive slope. So kudos. Now we're going to go to the next page. And I'm going to cheat and take my diagram over. Sorry, I didn't give you the coordinates on the next page. Now we're going to find the slope of these two guys. So the slope of AD and the slope of BC. Always do your templates first. Physically connect your numbers. Y to Y, X to X, Y to Y, X to X. Go. You got 30 seconds to figure that out. Oscar, what'd you get for the first one?
I got negative or negative 1/3.
Negative 1/3. That's fine. Fabulous. Tyler, what'd you get for this guy?
3.
Yeah, kinda.
The -3.
Yes, -3. Technically, you always express slope as a fraction.
Okay.
Okay, now if you gave me that on a test, I totally give it to you. I just want you to realize that slope is not a singular number. It's a rise over a what?
Run.
Run. So I just want you to be careful not to neglect the run, even if it's 1. Okay, this part, guys, you're going to do on your own. Okay, Caitlin, I'd like you to read the yellow again.
Okay. Explain how the math shows the meaning that ABCD is a trapezoid but not a parallelogram.
Got it. Positive, negative. So I'd like you to do the write-up on your own and then click on the page link for the answers. And I want you to do your best. Don't look ahead, but try your best to only look at just this page and correct it and then close up the answers. Okay, but I'd like you to correct just your paragraph. I'm not looking for word exact, but as you're reading it, you're looking for Miss Way said something about this. Did I say it the same, just in a different way? Click. Just see if you have all the same pieces. Do you understand? Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Good deal.